Hello everybody, this is Burgback coming to you with game number 2, best of 5. I did mess that up in the first video. It is best of 5 between ESC GoOdy, and he is spawning as the purple Terran in the upper left-hand corner of the map. And of course he is going against WhiteRa, spawning as the red Protoss on the lower right-hand corner of the map. And of course this is Shakuras Plateau. An interesting map. It is a 2v2 map. Of course, we are playing 1v1. And the interesting part is these destructible rocks going between the two bases on the upper part of the map and the lower part of the map. And of course, the good luck, have fun between both of them. They are such good sports with each other, let me tell you. And, you know, we did see in game number 1, WhiteRa get kind of posted in the beginning with a bunker rush from, not really a bunker rush from GoOdy, but he did come up with a bunker at the bottom of WhiteRa's base. Of course, lo and behold, WhiteRa just coming up with a proxy pylon on GoOdy's expand that he didn't even use yet. Of course, we were only, 8 minutes into the game, so there wasn't really any time for an expansion. But putting a pylon down there, going for that 4-gate rush, and just being able to spawn in units into GoOdy's expansion area and just start taking out the units on the ramp right here. We'll see if WhiteRa can do something of the same here. Of course, this is a little bit different of a makeup of a map. We have a lot of open areas on these maps. We can do a lot of, if we do the same strategy as the last time, we can do a lot of blink stalker up onto those. And it does look like WhiteRa starting to put his pylons out first by the rocks just to see if GoOdy will do some kind of move with the destructible rocks, especially since he now knows that there is nothing here, but you can never chance that out, that your opponent will go for the rocks, try to take you out from the side. And of course, GoOdy is not going to get the upper hand here. He does not know where WhiteRa is yet, but GoOdy will be found out by WhiteRa right here as he tries to get up, and WhiteRa going, you know what, we're going to attack that, and now we're going to get attacked by a Marine as that Marine starts going down against that probe running back home. We do have a cybernetic score coming down for WhiteRa. We're going to see probably the same build order, give or take, from WhiteRa here. We are starting to reinforce that gateway, not going for any kind of gate off here. Of course, you don't usually see that with a lot of Protoss in the upper echelon of playing fields. You just see that usually from the defensive Terran players, sorry. Going for that factory, we might be starting to see like a 1-1-1 build coming out of GoOdy, going for a traditional Terran build, as that SCV now coming in here does see WhiteRa's base, does see what he's going in here, seeing basically the same build that he saw last game, going for that gateway. We do have some stalkers coming out. We want to try to get that SCV taken out as much as possible. Of course, GoOdy not going to see anything extra here, but that stalker now out. Really nice range there, taking that SCV out really fast, and WhiteRa just kind of going around now, scouting around. You'll see the mini-map. I think WhiteRa will probably be scouting out like he is right here. He's coming right into this area. He's looking for any kind of proxy barracks that might be coming from GoOdy, trying to get the upper hand, getting him as close as possible to WhiteRa's base. A really long rush distance here, so you're probably not going to see a lot of early aggression coming from either side. We are seeing that 3-gateway build. We have a sentry out now, going to play a little bit defensively as well with his units. And this probe still going out. Just check that mini-map. He was down here, was checking for something that GoOdy could be attacking with. And again, yeah, going with that 1-1-1 build, going for the Marines, and then we're not sure what he's going to do with that factory. Probably just doing something here with the starport. We do have cloaking coming out for GoOdy, so we're going to see some Banshee action coming in. We do see a little bit different in this game now, a little bit different of a build order. Of course, those flyers can get across the map really fast. We do see a little different variation here from WhiteRa now, going for that robotics facility. Not sure if we're going to see Colossi coming out of that. We might be going for the observers. Again, like I said, this is really intensive for GoOdy to defend right here and right here. Not really worried, well, and right there, but not really worried about this back end. But if he can get some observers out. He can do a really good job, and I do this a lot in my Protoss games when I play. I get a good bunch of observers. If I know that I can take advantage of the upper ground and get in there with a bunch of blink stalkers, I know I can do my job. And as we can see, Banshee coming in, going to be going for that harassment, and WhiteRa just looking like the nick of time. I'm not sure how WhiteRa knows this, but he's bringing an observer right down here to get vision, and it looks like we're coming out just in the nick of time as this Banshee coming in and cloaking, starting to take out, trying to attack WhiteRa's units. Does take out one sentry, another sentry going to try and get attacked, but this observer out, and this Banshee taking out that second sentry, but having to be forced to run away and not fight another day. As we have a second observer coming out, probably going to... Oh, look at this. We do have another Banshee coming out. We'll have that cloak, and we'll be ready. But again, I am not sure. Look at this. Look at this. He's defending right up here. It's like he knows something is going on up here. And this is crazy. I should go back and actually watch his playing, because he is at the right spot for this. As the Banshee coming around, being cloaked, and starting to come down, and both observers up here just kind of playing cat and mouse here, and the sentries and the stalkers coming down, and will he take out that Banshee? Very close, 32 health, and of course that energy for the cloak just coming down, and it looks like he is going to run away. And again, having a little bit of, I don't know, ESP on that, as the blink now getting done for WhiteRa. And it looks like we're bringing out tanks, and we're going to start saturating this expansion with some units. Tanks in siege mode right here, and bringing out a missile turret right down at the bottom. I'm not sure if that's the best placement for it, putting it down at the bottom, but to each their own, I guess. I'm not sure why, if anybody can explain that, why they would do that, unless they just want to have it down there to get a little bit of vision. Oh, you know what? Probably vision on this ramp as well, because if it was up here, that vision would be right back here. And wouldn't be doing a very good job. And of course, WhiteRa having a nice little vision of the center of the map. And you know what? That probably was the defining matter, and I didn't see that early on, and I apologize. But WhiteRa probably had this out here, saw that Banshee coming right down the side, and was able to defend that. But again, GoOdy going for, armory now. So are we going to see some Thors come out of GoOdy? We may just see that come out of GoOdy. We do have some tanks coming out. Not a whole lot in production. Of course, he doesn't have a whole lot of money right now, and going to be going for a reactor on this. So I'm not exactly sure what he's going to do, unless he's going to switch that out with the starport and get some action going out from there. And we do see WhiteRa starting to push out with a bunch of stalkers. Of course, they do have the blink, and they are not upgraded at all. We are getting that first ground level upgrade coming out for WhiteRa, going for the Templar archives as well. So are we going to see some high Templar come out from WhiteRa? I would love to see that. And we're just waiting, bringing in the observer, going to start searching and see what's going on here. We have a bunch of Hellions coming out. I'm not sure if that's the best play against these stalkers, especially since they have the range on them. But again, really going into there with the attack, going into the mineral line, going to try and take out the economy. We look at the economy right now, and it's starting to go down as WhiteRa starts to take out a bunch of those SCVs. SCVs just getting taken down. The army just getting, WhiteRa's army getting taken out by these Marines, and this tank in siege mode starting to really hit him hard. And more tanks coming out, and yeah, those stalkers are going to be going bye-bye. But if you look at the out economy, oh, that is a big hit. We might see some mules getting called down, but I'm not seeing them yet, so I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen. And another stalker coming down here, taking out some SCVs. Did he take out any? Yeah, he did. Look at that. 7 kills just on this one stalker. Took some out, sent up the main part of the army there, and then sent one down here just to take care of the rest of them. Oh, genius play there by WhiteRa. Definitely, look at that. Down to 900. Taking out the SCV that was down here at the observation tower, the Zamaga tower, and also putting out a pylon, getting ready for that. And we do see, while that was happening, WhiteRa coming out here and expanding. Really good play there, expanding while he has his own map control, knowing what he can be capable of, and Just seeing here what we got. We do have some Immortals coming out from the robotics facility. We're going for that upgrade level 2. And it looks like WhiteRa now coming up, blinking up, getting the scan down. Gonna maybe... Oh, that Observer's still alive after that. And taking out as many Marines as he can. More Hellions coming in. I'm not sure if that's the best bet here, but, you know, to each their own. They do have a nice little bit of range. And, oh, that's not good. There we go. Getting blinked out there and taken out of the Observer. Again, like I said, really nice use of the Observers here. You know, being able to bring it up, being able to see that high ground, bringing in those Stalkers and blinking right up. Really, really good use. And now it looks like he's bringing them around. Probably going to come right up into this area. Yeah, here we go. We're going to bring up those SCV, or SCV Stalkers. Going to take out that missile turret and start bringing in the pain. But of course, I think these tanks are going to do a really good job. If he can put them in the siege mode, he could really have had them right there at that point and been able to take those Stalkers down. Now have a Viking coming out in the mix. We'll probably see that. Oh, I don't know if we're going to actually see that do a whole lot of damage. But again, Banshee now coming out is cloaked and going to start doing a little bit of damage here. Coming into this expansion, of course, this Photon Cannon doing really good at pushing that that Banshee back. I don't think he was expecting that right there. And WhiteRa, again, doing a really good job of static defense with his cannons and knowing where to place them and what to do. As you see, just putting one out on each expansion just to do a little bit to cover that mineral line. We do have some Immortals out, bring out more Stalkers, more of those Blink Stalkers. Oh, Blink Stalkers. And again, now going for the Colossi, now really going out for the power units and going for that extended thermal lance as well. Those Colossus are really useless if you don't have that thermal lance. Just the range, the Marines can just come in and start taking out those Colossus without any problem. And again, coming in, taking out a Viking. Oh, that's a shame. And uncome the Blink Stalkers yet again. Going to start trying to take out the starport, taking that add-on off the factory, of course. Those Hellions not being able to... well, actually, that was not even one with a reactor on it. And now the Thor coming out. He's coming out at a wrong time. Stalker's just surrounding him. Well, not surrounding him, but taking him out really fast. And now just dividing out the damage onto all of these buildings. That rack's going to go down really soon. And the factory is going to be going down as well. Trying to bring out as many Hellions as it can with some Thors and some tanks. Going really heavy on the metal here on this game. And the GG coming from GoOdy. And WhiteRa winning game number 2 here. We are going to go on the game number 3 of 5. We'll see if GoOdy can come back. As we did see, wow, down here, all the tanks getting ready to do some damage. And, of course, not doing anything. We did see a little bit of damage here on the Immortals, but most of the action was happening up here, trying to get GoOdy's econ down and all of his buildings down. He was doing a really good job. Wow, if these tanks would have been able to get through and do some damage, that would have been some pretty epic gameplay there from GoOdy of a comeback, but especially these Stalkers being all the way out here. But again, those Colossi could have probably just stood right up here, right here, and taken a good bunch of those tanks down, especially since they didn't have vision. So it was definitely going to be a losing encounter for GoOdy at that point. So, congrats to WhiteRa. We'll go on to game number 3, and we'll see you guys there. Take care.